This is our book talk for the Poisonwood Bible, Mrs. Emerson's class, 6th period.
Take it away.
March 30th.
So our first question is going to be, what do you think Ada's thoughts show about how their culture views people with disabilities?
It seems like she calls herself a monster a lot.
Well, yeah, I mean, most people think that, oh, she's not going to do a whole lot because, like, she's defective and all, but she's got a really smart brain and that she'd be able to think of a lot of ways to be able to do stuff, right?
Especially because there's that one scene where you're talking about how Ada and Leah tested to be really smart, like above average intelligence, and their mom was really surprised. She didn't think that Ada would be that smart.
Well, also, when she's thinking, what does she say about herself? Like most people, they may be a little self-deprecating, but, like, what does she say that kind of leads you to believe that disabilities are, like, looked down upon?
Well, she starts talking about, like, how, like, the Congolese people don't look at her weird, and that's what really, like, threw her off, is because the Congolese people didn't look at her weird, and I think that's, like, where she relates to them, because a lot of their people are disabled in some way, and
Like, who's the one who her legs burned off, so she had to walk through that?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I don't remember the name, but
I don't think that's ever.
It's like
they did. It's Mama something. It's Mama.
It's Mama everything. It's either Mama or Tata anything.
The only one I remembered is Mama.
But she, definitely, they treat, the Congolese people treat it as, like, they're still normal people, but this, like, American Southern Baptist, like, family, they're treating it like it, they're definitely treating it like it is a disability, and they're shunning her for it.
And it's not
Wait, the
only
Congo
Ada's
people are treating
No, I said the Southern Baptist.
because it's not only Ada's thoughts about that, because the other people, the other family members are looking at the Congolese people differently with how they're disabled, and you could see from there how they think about disabled, like, disabilities. And
like, I don't know necessarily, but that was like, there was one part, I'm sorry for interrupting, but there was one part where it was like, that's the only way that they can tell the difference, is that they don't bother getting to know them, but they're like, that's that person because of that disability. And I kind of thought that was kind of harsh, because they're getting to know the people based on their disabilities and not really getting to know the people based on the people.
And I think it's really important to realize how they treat disabilities, because they're using it, or the people in the Congo right now have been, like, abused by the Belgians, and that's why they have so many disabilities, part of the reason why. And so I think that's why it is so commonplace in the Congolese culture versus the Baptist.
Right, like they can relate to it.
Okay, so do you have a question?
Actually, can I do it?
Oh, yeah.
Go for it.
Yay! Okay, so, how does looking at Ruth May's perspective, like, what does that show you about how the mom and dad are teaching her, and how, what they teach her back home? Because she's just like 8.
she's 5.
She's like 5. Sorry. She's just like 5, and the way she thinks, it's like, I'm sorry. So what does her thought process and the way she acts around everyone, what does that show about what she's being taught back home?
Like, when you first see her get to the Congo, she always sees the Congolese people for the color of their skin is, like, very obvious. But
Because she's a child, she's
later
not
on,
going to go.
but later on, you actually see her she is the first one to actually
Yeah,
Get
start
along with
when
it.
they
start
play the Mother
talking
May.
and playing with the Congolese people. So I think that back home, she learned that the Congolese people were from the tribe of Ham, I think it was.
Yep.
And
Well, no, didn't she start calling them that?
Well, she was saying
from
like,
the tribes of Ham. Well,
it's the first one that
I think she
says.
started calling them that because it's like one of the, like, children. It's a biblical character, and they were, like, the least loved, and so she thinks
That's why they're
and
black.
that's why they're black.
Yeah, I think she's
That's how they
definitely
turn out.
she's definitely raised in an extremely closed-minded, racist Christian
And
It
she's,
says,
society.
and she's 5. She's not going to go into deep detail. I mean,
Yeah, she
she's
has a
gonna go
really
with the
innocent
obvious,
view
so-
towards the Congolese.
So Noah cursed all of Ham's children to be slaves forever and ever. That's how come them to turn out dark.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. Okay. Now, would you like to ask one of your questions?
Sure, why not? I don't know. Okay, I wrote this weird. What does the missionary family have to offer besides relation to the Congolese people?
Religion.
Yeah, religion.
Oh, no. He said his question is, what did the missionary family have to offer to the Congolese people other than religion? In my opinion, I think nothing.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely nothing.
completely intruding.
They're useless.
The father's opinion is that they're offering civilization and they're trying to like
Yeah, it's the same like imperialistic mindset of
put them into
Europeans.
They kind of make it worse, to be honest.
Yeah, they are. They're
Like-
definitely intruding.
What's the one scene where it's like, I think it's Rachel, where it's like the mom and Rachel are in the market and Rachel tries to jump over the oranges, but she can't. And people start yelling at her. And it's like, and that's when the mom kind of realizes that they really
Yeah, they're
aren't
not.
very.
They're not proving
Like,
that.
the dad kind of gets put in his place. Like, remember when he went to the doctor because of the broken arm, and the doctor like got all up in his face?
Because the doctor was a Belgian, but he also realized that the Belgians had like really messed up the Congo.
Right.
Does anyone have an opposing view to that? That they have something else to offer?
I mean, small things, I guess, like when Ruth May was playing the Mother May I game with the Congolese people. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if that's really something to offer. 'Cause they
And
have,
I can kind of see what you're getting at. Like, they're kind of offering a more
boiling water, like the mom was boiling water to sanitize it, which isn't, she's not really offering it, she's just
yeah,
like,
but they are, the girls are kind of showing the Congolese people a new perspective on how to treat women.
yeah, like oh, and then there's like Leah's friend and she was teaching him like some English words.
Right.
he wasn't really listening though, that's what he
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, well,
But they are trying to offer some other smaller things that don't really benefit them, but they aren't really.
It's cool to how it works kind of the opposite way, like they're benefiting a lot.
Yeah,
like
they're
learning,
learning off of
like how the mom almost killed them
I
with
think
the
the
poison wood, and then they was like, nope.
I think the
Nope.
kids and the mom are learning a lot, but I don't think the dad's learning up until this point.
He's pushing everything
Yeah.
away. He's just wanting to get like everybody converted and not doing anything.
He's very set on one thing.
Closed-minded.
I think it was cool though how, I'm sorry, I know
No,
you
sorry.
want to keep
No,
going,
no.
but like how you look at Rachel's point of view, Rachel hates it, and then Ruth May just kind of endures Ada, but then there's one point where I think it's a little bit early, where Leah is just going on and on about how much she loves it.
yes.
Like she's talking about like avocados and like, these plants and going out in the woods and like all
She
these
wants
animals.
to like climb the trees and
And she was so
And the one wants to, like, I don't know if it was her or what, I think it was Leah. She was like writing down her book all the words she needed.
Yeah. It was like,
And it was like, it's like, she's really, like, and if you look at it, it's so cool to see the contrast between her and her father, because she's the one who wants to be, like, the most like her dad, but she's the one who's really
I think
stepping out.
Ruth May is almost taking her position and like wants to be most like the dad because she almost doesn't seem to understand that there's a view different than the religious, like the Baptist
Yeah.
thing that her dad is pushing. I think she doesn't realize that she can go her own way, where the other girls seem to be understanding that they can.
really, you're gonna see me in your laptop?
Okay, so Jamie, what are your questions?
okay. One of mine was like, what did the actions of like the father when the bird Methuselah said like the swear words, like what does that show about his character? It's like
That was like the worst, that was the most cringe-worthy scene.
it really was.
Hearing like, because at first I thought the dad wasn't that bad, because at the beginning it was like, he's doing all this and he's having a good time. But then when it got to that point and it was like, Father punishes us by making us copy down 1,100 voices, verses.
Like completely flipped.
Yeah, it said the first time he heard it, he flinched and he was like, oh, devil's words.
So what are you getting at in your question.
Like, because you saw the reactions of the children to how Methuselah talks, and like,
They were
she
just
kind of, and it's like, but they were reacting to how they were scared of what the dad was gonna do.
Yeah.
And so like, it kind of, everything that ensued because of what happened when Methuselah said those words, like how, like there's, what did it show about his character? Because it obviously changed something.
Yeah.
Like he's very controlling and strict because he always wants to go by the Bible and he wants to be like a missionary, like what is in the character. He's just very controlling and very strict about it.
I think almost as another example of something like this, when the mom wants to, like, she's crying all the time and she's just, like, she's trying to almost rebel against some of the stuff that the dad has put in place. It shows how oppressive he is to the rest of the family, that the kids can't think a different way, like, I don't know.
Because that's the only way they've been like taught to live by, because that's their family.
Yeah.
That's
I
always
was like, it was really unfair. And I know this is stupid because it's kind of that thing. It's like if no one admits to something, then you should punish everyone just as that happens again. But I just don't think it's fair how he also punished Ada because she can't speak anyway. So it obviously wasn't her.
Yeah, so she couldn't have said it. I didn't even think of it.
But it's like he was blaming everyone. Like he got all the girls to line up, and I'm like, why would you get Ada to line up too? Because you know she doesn't talk.
Well,
So it wouldn't have been her.
I'm very confused about that part because I feel like Ada can talk. It's just
She
like
can't. She just does
She
this
doesn't
not
want
to.
to.
I'm pretty sure she even said, like,
Yeah.
something about how
She
I
can't.
I prefer to be quiet.
But I mean, like,
And Ruth May's 5. Why would how would she know?
I don't know, but like, it just, even though Ada can talk, she hasn't, and I mean, the first word she says isn't gonna be a swear.
Yeah. Wait. So who do you think said it?
I know who said it. It's the mom. The mom
It's
said
mom.
it because
Yeah.
she was talking about how she's
Yeah.
getting really frustrated about the
I
Betty
couldn't-
Crocker.
I forgot about that.
I don't like Rachel very much because she was like, if you're getting blamed for something, she apologized, and it's like you shouldn't.
Apologize?
You should.
Come on.
I don't want to hate you on camera. Anyway, so sorry, Mrs. Emerson. So as a teenager, like if someone was blaming you for something, like if I was blaming you for like stealing my things, you wouldn't apologize to me.
Yeah.
Because you could say like, I'm sorry that this happened, but if you just said I'm sorry, then I would 100% take that to mean you did it.
You should probably think about it like in her shoes, being with that kind of father.
But it says a lot how she, like it says at the beginning on the plane, Leah was talking about how like Rachel tries to rebel against everything and she sneaks a little sin in every once in a while. So I don't think Rachel really like follows the dad's rules as much as everyone else does. You know, I mean, she does follow them, but she's not like.
I think they're all just collectively scared of getting like attacked from him. Yeah, because they said that he'll like physically hurt them, not just make them do stuff.
I never caught that word.
It says like he'll bring out a or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, but they said that it was for the younger kids.
It was probably a switch at the time.
Yeah.
That's like when, because my grandparents, I know this is slightly off topic, but just like, it's, my grandparents, like my grandmother would always be like, my parents would always say, go out and pick out a long thin stick and it'd be a switch and that would be like when she,
Yeah.
So I feel like it was probably that.
The
'cause
book
it's
to
not-
life connection.
It's like, what is the exact year? Because you know, I kind of,
It's 1959.
Now it's
Okay.
crossed over to 60,
60.
well, yeah.
which is the year that the Congo is free
Okay.
from Belgium.
Word up.
Okay, so let's see if anyone else has any more questions we want to touch on. We don't have to touch on all of these.
Well, we only have 6 minutes.
Yeah, but there's also one thing I kind of want to point out in a second, but if we have time. Okay, so I'll ask this question. What does Mama Tataba's leaving show of the father's choices when it comes to the Congolese culture?
I mean, I think it, what?
Okay,
What does?
what does her leaving?
Okay, he's like rejecting it completely.
Yeah, I think that he's trying to. He thinks that their culture almost doesn't matter.
I mean, I
And
think
his is
he knows.
superior.
He knows deep in his heart. It's like he knows somewhere in his heart, like, we need this person because we don't know, but he refuses to acknowledge that. Like, he's so stubborn to the point where it's like, we don't need her, we can do this all on our own.
Right. He's kind of like a colonialist. Like, he wants, like, I know this is like, this is like,
Colonist?